Hey everyone, today is something different. I'm going to answer emails. So every day I get up and I answer about 6 to 12 emails, depending on how much time I have and how long they are. So I get to them every day. So I'm going to answer a few of them, and I thought maybe it'd be fun to kind of video this and see what happens. So let's get into it. So the first one's from Justin. Justin's got an email. And basically, Justin just wants to see if I want to do some kind of digital strategy. He's got ideas for audience growth. So obviously, this is some kind of company, although it says just Justin on there. There's no company name. So I'm not interested in that. We'll delete that. So you get that a lot. Partnership deal, everybody wants you to be affiliates or partnerships or stuff like that. So, all right, the next email is from Kevin. Kevin says, "Hey, Phil, love your show so much that it's inspired me to start working on my own guitars." Man, that's awesome. I love that. I love the fact that, somebody wants to do something because of something I may have said or did. That just feels good. I found a course online by Stu Mac on basic guitar setup for $125 that includes instruction and tools. All right, $125 plus tools doesn't sound too horrible. I need to probably look at the package. The tools appear to be quite a bit more expensive than other options I've seen on Amazon. Do you have any knowledge or opinion about Stu Mac? Thanks. Okay, so first things first. I love Stu Mac. I think they make great stuff. However, sometimes there's stuff on their website that you can find somewhere else for less money. Some things are proprietary kind of Stu Mac tools that are really, really good, and I love them. And some stuff are just stuff they put up there for you can buy, and sometimes it's maybe the same price or 50 cents or $1 more than somebody else, and I don't really begrudge that, but sometimes you can find it for legitimately a lot less. But to answer the question, let's take a look right now. So this is what I would do, is go to Stu Mac and try to find the package he's talking about. So sometimes it'd be great for future reference if you guys want to ask me a question about something like this, to go ahead and put that link in there. Pickups, materials, how to, accessories, binding. I'm looking at here. You know what? Let's share. Let's see what we're looking at together, shall we? Let's go here. Start screen share. Here we go. All right, what do we got here? I want to make sure you are seeing what I am seeing. Okay. You are. All right. Awesome. Okay. Kits, nope, knobs, pick guards, tools, truss rods, tuners, video and DVDs. I don't know. New items. Let's try lesson. Okay. Lesson. No. Starter package. Oh, it's a glue starter package. See where this is a problematic for me. How to. Books. Okay. Plans, online resources. No. Repair setup. Electronics. See how this is tricky. Finishing, fretting. I don't know. Let's do this. Nope, nothing is. Material supplies, hardware, Luthier tools. Sure, why not? Types of tools, tools by job. No. Tool lists. Maybe this is it. Nope. Nothing in that $125 range. I'm not sure. That's what I said. I don't know. I can't really give you an opinion on this if I can't find it. Let's go back to his email real quick. And he said it's the basic guitar setup. Okay. Basic guitar setup. Tools and kits. Here we go. This is $600. Man, I don't see what you're asking me for, Kevin. I mean, that's $600. Let's try this again. Basic guitar setup toolkits. Basic guitar setup kits. Guitar setup. I mean, either way, it's going to take me to this thing. So sadly, Kevin, I can't find what it is that you're asking me about. So it's hard for me to validate whether or not it's worth anything. I don't know if they're just giving you a book and some polish cloths or what. How to? Like I said, that's online resources. Yeah, I don't see. Yeah, other than these books. I mean, they might have a package. What? I think I looked that up already, right? Package. Nothing. Yeah. So I'm sure somebody might find it and post it in the links down below, but this is like what I was talking about how many emails I can answer. Sometimes I just go down this rabbit hole for 10 minutes just trying to find something that somebody's asking me about. Okay. So obviously I'm not going to find it. All right. So that being said, Kevin, I love StewMac tools. I use StewMac tools. I think there's a great value in making sure you have the right stuff to get the job done the right way. That being said, there's also limitations to how much I think somebody should also spend for something. You're going to want to do your best educated guess and basically look at StewMac and say, hey, look, there's a value there. There's certain things I think you can only get at StewMac. That makes that stuff easy. But when it comes to people saying, hey, I found a cheaper version on Amazon, sometimes it works and sometimes it's a junk, and it's, you're going to have to take the chance. That's the rule. You decide, maybe I'll save some money and I'll get the same product. And sometimes I will get a less quality product that will cause more damage than help. So if you want to be safe, StewMac's a great way to go, but please, I think you're going down the right hole, which is go ahead and look at the other options out there and do your best educated guess. And if you have specific questions, maybe I can help you with those. But if you're looking for just a vote of confidence with StewMac, I absolutely love their stuff. So that's easy. I've been using it for 15 years. So no issues there. Okay. Next question. Next question is Mastro Valvola. Valvola. Mastro. Hi, Philip. I am Luca from Mastro Valvola Pedals. We design and manufacture effects pedals. We would like to realize some demos of our pedals. Would you be willing to realize one of it? Thank you, or thanks. Okay, let's take a look at it. So let me tell you what happens. This is a good segue to what happens when somebody asks me to review stuff. Okay, so I went to our website right now. I just clicked it. And so to review a product or to kind of demo review it or whatever you want to call it, I want to look to see what I'm looking at. Is it interesting? Would it be interesting to you guys? Sometimes, because the channel is the way it is now, a lot of times I'm more interested if it will be interesting to you guys, sometimes more than me, but I do both. Okay, so it's the first thing to do. Go look at the products. So I'm on their website. He was nice enough to send me a link to the website. That's how I got there so fast. And interesting pedals. Okay, there's an optical compressor. That looks cool. There's a multi-reverb. That looks cool. Multi-delay. Overdrive. Here's a lead channel. So I like overdrives. Let's look at this. Interesting. It's hard to tell what it's like. It looks like 184 euros. So that's about $200 plus American. So it's already on the high end side. So it's got to, be amazing because it's a $200 pedal, you know what I mean, from a brand we've never heard of. So anyway, so I read the have you always felt the lack of extra lead channel on your amplifier? I don't know. Anyways, so here's a description. So now I know what the price is. I know what it is. And so let's look and see what we can find out about the company. We have, let's go back one. We have under their tabs, we have home, products, dealers, contact, and the cart. Let's go to home. And here's a, guitar, Premier Guitar did a soundbite. Looks like they reviewed it. More information about pedals. Let's go here. And I'm not seeing what I'm looking for. Okay, so here's my advice to you guys. You need an About Me page, About Us, or About Me page. I don't see contact. Maybe there's some information there. Let's just kind of be thorough. Nope. Okay, so What am I going to say to this company? Well, I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm going to say. I'm going to respond to them with, thank you for asking me. At this point, I don't have a whole lot of time to review this stuff right now. And I would like to hear more about you and your products. Could you please send me a page or maybe add a About Me page on your website? What I'm looking for, so you guys know, is, dude, before I said, dude, before I review a $200+ pedal from some company I've never heard of that's just sending me a link to their website, you know, tell me about you. You know, how long you've been building pedals? What inspired you to build these pedals? Where are they made? Do you make them? Do you have a crew of people making them? Are you outsourcing them to another company to fulfill the orders? You know, let me know, you know, so I can feel a little maybe involved in the product and go, you know, this is maybe something cool to share before I even get the pedal to see if it's even any good. What happens is it's tough, right? So that's what I'm going to suggest. If they do want to send me one, but unfortunately, it's really not really a good idea for them, because without me making an educated guess, here's what's going to happen. Send me one, and I'll check it out, but I won't guarantee anything. So they're going to be out the shipping to and from to get it to me, and I might not even do a review. So I don't review everything that comes in as a request. In fact, I don't even review half of everything I get requested. In fact, I don't even think I review. Well, let's see if there's more emails. I can tell you right now, it feels like every 10 requests I get, I probably do about 2. I could do more. A lot of people just tell me, like, do them all. Just do a video every day. And I'm like, you know what, though? You know, there's only so much time. So, and there's, you know, next, what do we got? We got Joey. Joey's got a question. He says, hello, Philip. Love your channel, and thank you for inspiring me to know my gear. Hey, that's cool, man. Right? So it's good that we all want to learn more. I'm a late comer to learning how to play electric guitar, and I only own one, which is a Chinese-made Squire Bullet Strat HSS hum single, which I've enjoyed playing for the past year. In that spirit, I've decided to learn how to make my first mods, which includes a complete basic setup as well as upgrading some parts. I was thrilled to see that you modified a Squire Bullet Strat on an episode of Sharpen My Axe. In fact, I ordered a set of ratio tuning keys as well as a tusk string trees. Awesome. Just as you used in the mod. I've saved the pickup upgrades for some other time. Oh, you know what? That's a good idea, right? You're new to playing guitar, it looks like. And so stability and tuning is first. Tone is later, right? You know, maybe, you know, it just makes sense to me. Okay. The string trees went just fine, and I was able to do all the basic setup procedures, including smoothing out the fret sprouts with a multi-sided soft nail file. Sweet. Thank you for that, for your instructions. Unfortunately, I've come across my first problem. Okay. The original holes for the tuning keys are too small for the ratio tuning keys. Do you have any suggestions for or advice? Okay. What's great about these kind of questions is this is where I would normally send him a link to a video where I've done exactly this. I'm going to show, I have a video where I take a reamer and I show you how I just ream out the holes. So I'm going to send the link to Joey, and but to answer, so you guys know the answer to the question is, yeah, that's a real common problem, that the tuners will be like 8mm shafts and you're getting a 10mm replacement shaft. That's real common. And so you're going to have to drill out those holes, and there's a way to do it with a reamer that's very inexpensive, and I'm going to send him that link. And when I do this index on this video, I will put the link for that as well, so any of you guys have that question. So great question, Joey, because that is the most common issue with changing out tuners. Now, that being said, the downfall is you'll never be able to put the original tuners back in those holes. So you want to be aware of the fact that now you are going to be stuck with the ratio tuners on the guitar, and then you're probably not going to keep this guitar forever. And so if you sell it, you won't get the value back in those ratio tuners. So something to consider is maybe going out online, and now I'll give you specifications when I email Joey, that 10mm holes, get some cheap 10mm tuners when you sell the guitar and replace those. Okay. So that's basically it. Don't sell that guitar with those, you know, $100 plus tuners. You won't get your value back. Okay. So next question we got, is from Donald. Donald says, hey, Phil, love the blog. So the deal is I love Mark Knopfler. Man, I do too. But he's saying he loves the sound too. I love the sound as well. You most recently purchased a real Les Paul for an anniversary gift. Yep. He says, God love your wife. Yeah, she's awesome, man. I'm not going to lie. But, you know, we've been married for a long time, and I've known her for almost my whole life. Pretty close. Long time. Since junior high. That's how long I've known her. I am a learning player on, and I'm over 55. I love the Gibson sound. Do I spring for a Les Paul standard or classic, or do I purchase an Epiphone and upgrade the pickups as you did with the Dark Moon pickups? Those sounded awesome, man. I have a wonderful wife, as you do, and I can spring for the real deal up to the reasonable price point of $2,500 CAD. Is that a Canadian thing? CAD? It's got to be something. Right. So, right. Basically the right price. Maybe a little more. The thing is, I am wasting. Oh, the thing is, this is the question. Am I wasting my money? In my heart, I say no. My wife says, go for it. I just think with good gear, you can make the sounds you hear in your head. This might seem stupid to ask, but what do you think? Are you super happy with your anniversary gift, Donald? Oh yeah, he's in Canada because he says, I know it has no bearing, but I am a member of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. No big deal. That's a big deal, man. Thank you for your service, right? You once said that you had to qualify in the M16. I did. I suspect service in your country. Thank God for guitars. Yeah, I qualified in the M16 because I was in the Army. So, okay, very good question. And it's a tough one, you know, right? When you're about to tell somebody, you know, hey, spend $2,000 or spend $200 kind of thing. You know, judging from this, man, I don't want to push you over the edge, but I would just get the real Les Paul. You're fine with both scenarios. Okay, you buy the Epiphone, you upgrade it, you're great. However, you know, like you said, you're 55, and you know, it's what you want. Your wife's up for it, and it's a good find a good deal and buy a good guitar. Buy a Gibson. You won't regret it. If you want a Gibson, buy a Gibson Les Paul. I don't see a downside to that. I would never tell anybody. Let me put it this way: I would never tell anybody that, oh, you bought a Gibson, oh, you could have saved a ton of money and got an Epiphone. But I would also say, if somebody got an Epiphone, and say, yeah, you saved some money and you have a good guitar. So there's goods to both sides. But if I'm giving you my honest, heartful advice, buy the Gibson. So there you go. Hope that helps, Donald. I wish I had a longer, kind of cool, inspiring story about why you should buy a Gibson. But the truth is, you should buy what you love if you can afford it. You won't regret it. That's the best part. You know what I mean? If you can afford it, you won't regret it. So if it makes you nervous to spend that kind of money, then I would err in caution and maybe go to the Epiphone route. There's nothing wrong with those guitars as well. So, okay. The next one is from, who else? What else we got? Let's see. We're going to go here. Let's go to the main GoDaddy page. Let's pull some of these up. Okay, so this message from Billy. Billy says, Phil, your thoughts and recommendations on replacing the pickups on an Epi Dot with P90s. I'm looking for a clean ringing sustain. Love the vids. Thanks, Bill. So he's Bill, not Billy. All right. Your thoughts, recommendations on replacing pickups on an Epiphone Dot with P90s. So P90s, there are a lot of great P90 pickups out there. Me personally, this is probably going to be controversial. I really kind of like with the hollow body. I kind of like hum canceling P90s. In other words, stacked noiseless ones, because they tend to get a little noisy. But that's if you're playing any overdrive. If you're not playing any overdrive, there's no use for that. But if you're playing any kind of overdrive, man, to me, a hollow body with P90s is just sometimes a fight I don't want to have when it comes to overdrive and distortion. So some good P90s, there's a ton of them out there. Everybody makes a good set of P90s. There's a company that I'm dealing with right now that's a small builder who's making a set of P90s that are supposed to be fantastic. And I haven't tried them yet. So let's see what else I can recommend. I mean, obviously there's the classics. Or Seymour Duncan makes a good set of P90s. I like the Gibson P90s too, you know, right? You can, and it's something nice about that is putting in the Epiphone, you know, you have an Epiphone dot, just put the Gibson P90s in there and you'll have, you know, you'll have a more Gibson type sound. So maybe that's not the most exciting answer, but that's what I reply with him. Okay. Next we have Gabriel. Gabriel wants to know, howdy, Phil, super cool channel, man. Okay, that's good. I like super cool. That's a little more exciting sometimes than love your channel. That's super cool. I've learned so much from you and still do. Been curious on how to message you during shows. I'm clueless. Also I entered my 1960 Super Astro tone guitar my dad gave me into Sharpen My Axe. I didn't know if I did it right. I haven't heard back. Yeah, it's because I haven't responded to any of that stuff. There's just, the entries get so intense and I'm going through them. Help, please. How do I super chat? So on that, here's the deal with the super chat thing. So that's what I would respond to Gabriel with. So super chat is when we're doing the live show, I've never even done it, so I don't know how it works. Really what happened was, as you can imagine, YouTube said, we have a new feature called super chat. And it said, would you like to activate it? And so I go, what is it? You know, you read the little thing and it says, basically people can tip you like a tip jar. And I go, oh, okay. To me, it seems silly to do it and not do it. Does it make sense? Like, oh, tip me. That's kind of silly, but also kind of silly not to do it. Right. If you took a job tomorrow at Starbucks and they said, hey, here's the tip jar, put that all out. You could argue, well, I think it's silly, but also you go, well, I mean, if it's something you do, you might as well do it. So that's why I did it. And people are very gracious and do those tips. But in that case, I don't know. So how to tell you how to do it. I don't know how you activate it. So hopefully people who do it can comment on this question when this video goes up in the comments below. But more importantly, on the asking questions thing, just keep in mind, the super chats are great. That you guys care to tip me and do stuff like that. But really what I'm looking for is interesting questions. So if you want to get a question to me through the live show, you got to ask an interesting question. I know some of you have personal questions like, you know, hey, how do I, you know, do this on my guitar? If I can't catch it, it's not interesting, it's not going to get seen. So interesting questions are the best way to do it. And also do them frequently. You know, don't go crazy, but, you know, post it. And then remember, if it's 20 past now, it's too far. I won't see it. So try to post it again. If you guys have seen, I have answered questions where people have just posted them 3 or 4 times. And I said, hey, this is like the 4th time I've seen him post it over the hour. I'm going to go ahead and answer it. And that's a nice way of me saying, I didn't think the question was that exciting. I'm sure it was important to that person. And, but I didn't think it was like the audience was going to be like, wow, you know, right. What color Strat should I pick is maybe not the most exciting question. So, but if it means something to you and you have good mannerisms and you're going to keep asking it, I'm going to go ahead and answer it for you. So, or when you send emails, I try to answer that too. I try to answer so much of this content. I probably answer, it feels like thousands a week, but I answer hundreds of questions a week through the live show and these emails. And that's because I just like this community. I like talking, interacting. I love reading this stuff. So, you know, so I appreciate everybody sending this stuff. And if I don't answer your question, don't be afraid to send me an email again. Again, don't be obnoxious. I mean, but hey, if you send an email in a couple of days or a week go by and you're like, hey, it really matters to you and I didn't answer it, don't take the he didn't want to answer it thing. Literally, you can understand. You know, you get a couple hundred emails a day. They just get buried in there. You know what I mean? So hit me again. So yeah, I'm glad you entered your guitar. And believe it or not, your guitar is going to be probably categorized. That's what's happening now. I'm categorizing them into categories, the entries. We're looking for exactly this. I'm looking for guitars that were heirloom guitars. So you'll be entered into a special Sharpen My Axe. We're going to be doing a couple, I shouldn't say this now, but I'm going to respond to him. So I'm responding to you, Gabriel. Gabriel, we're going to be doing some Sharpen My Axes, at least 2 of them, where we take guitars that really have no value except for the emotional value that somebody has, and we're going to put a no limit price tag on fixing them up. So that, hey, this is not practical. This is not smart. Don't shove $800 worth of stuff into this $100, guitar. But, your dad gave it to you. It means something to you. Let's make this guitar. Let's bring it back to life. So that's what we're going to do. And I'm excited about that. And so that goes on that one. The next question is from Michael, and it is long. And that's another reason sometimes, Michael, you don't get your question answered, because when it's 3 paragraphs down, 3 paragraphs, I mean, I'm not kidding. Sometimes I look at that and I go, it's like taking a test. I'm going to scan and do all the answers I know, right? Like, this is something I can read fast, answer fast, read fast. This one is long. So it says, hi, Phil. I really enjoy your videos. They are very informative and helpful. I just wanted to let you know about an order experience with Guitar Center that will hopefully be resolved soon. In late November, early December, I purchased a Fender Jim Adkins signature model Telly. That guitar is amazing, by the way, if you guys don't know about that guitar. It's a semi-hollow Telecaster set neck, ash body, I believe, with P90s. It is a really cool guitar. I think it's made in Korea, but it might be Indonesia. But it's a really good guitar. It was an online order made in the store. I received it and had the GC Tech do a setup, but there was a rattle in the neck when I would turn up the guitar and down. Okay, maybe I lost that part. There's a rattle in the neck when I would turn the guitar up and down. I think he means by volume. I don't know. Right. I don't mean vertically or downways. Interesting. Okay. I returned it and reordered another one. GC said it was on back order and it wouldn't ship till mid-January. Not a big problem since I really liked it. It actually arrived in December, so I was stoked. But this one again had a rattle. This time we couldn't pinpoint where it was. The tech removed all the knobs and pickups, but still couldn't find the cause. Another return, but didn't want to take another chance with the same model. Yeah, it's 2 strikes, right? Next, I ordered a 2017 PRS SE Custom online again. I went home to do some research, and when I first, and on the first demo video from PRS was different than the one I ordered. Okay. The one I ordered had a stop tail bridge and a 3-way toggle switch. The one PRS website had trim bridge with 3-way blade switch and coil tap. Okay. I could not, a coil split. I know that's like a play on words. I know I don't like when people do it to me, but yeah, I just want to make sure we're all clear. It splits the coil and doesn't tap into it, but that's okay. I couldn't find this model on GC website, and I asked the tech that had been helping me. He asked the store manager, and she just told him, call the PRS rep and email their online support to find the one I want. He is a tech, not a salesperson, and it bothered me that she didn't offer help anyways. I returned the original PRS order as the tech said they should be able to ship, to get me the, so basically they're going to get him the one he wants. Okay, that's cool. It took 2 to 3 weeks. Man, this is like, think of this. He started this in November, right? Now we're into January, 3 months to get a guitar. You go, Michael. Okay. Took 2 to 3 weeks to get it from PRS rep, and he said the model is actually a 2018 model. I don't understand how that's possible when the one I want is on Sweetwater under 2017 PRS SE custom 22 semi-hollow. Well, the guy from PRS finally gives the GC Tech, Guitar Center Tech, the product numbers he needed to get the special order from PRS. We placed the order at the beginning of February. After 2 weeks, hadn't heard anything. I called GC Tech to get the status on the guitar, sure. And he says he needed to contact PRS. He got back to me. The PRS emailed him. He got back that PRS emailed him. The estimated ship date is March 4th. That would make sense, so you know, because if it was a 2018 model, they would show them probably in December, because that's the new thing they want to do. Instead of wait for NAMM show, now they tell everybody right before Christmas, hey, are you thinking about buying some for Christmas? Well, here's something you can't have for half a year. And not just PRS, they all seem to do that. And then, And usually the joke is NAM stands for not available, maybe May. So yeah, some stuff. I mean, March is pretty fast for a January launch, a 2018 launch. Okay, let's get back to this. So after 2 weeks, hadn't heard anything. I called the GC Tech. I'm just reviewing. And he had status. He said that he needed to contact PRS. He got back to me that PRS emailed him and estimated ship date was March 4th. He called on the 6th and said he received a confirmation email that it was shipped out on the 4th. Waited another week, called to check the status again. The tech said it's been trying to contact PRS and not getting any response. I asked his managers to step in. Right. So, okay. Right. So you've escalated to Guitar Center. You're like, hey, look, I'm not getting handled. Can I get a manager involved? Got the manager involved. Okay. Let's see. Let's go back. Like I said, this is long. He said, receive mail. Okay. Ship, blah, blah. Waiting delivery. Okay. So you asked the manager to step in. And on March 15, I called and he said he received an email stating the customer's guitar was shipped on March 14th. And this time it had a tracking number. Oh, that's a good sign. So to this day, March 16th, 2018, I'm still waiting for delivery. To top it off, the return of the telly was returned to a store credit, and it was used as a special order. Oh, and it was used for the special order from PRS over a month ago. I've been making payments on the order I haven't even received yet. I heard you talking about the slowness of delivery of the Chapman guitar. Yeah, it was a week and a half guitar. And I wanted to share my horrible experience. Sorry for the long rambling, and I hope it made sense. Thanks for reading my venting, Michael. P.S. Do you have any idea why PRS rep would say that it is not a 2017 model? Yes, I do. So the PRS SE is a kind of a different thing with PRS, and there is guesstimations all over the place. Okay, so I'm going to be giving a guesstimation. So I'm going to give you my theory of what probably happened on the PRS side of things. So when new products come out and old products go away, it's a guess. Okay, so let me give you an example. Let me give you a perspective of a manufacturer's point of view. So I have 300 PRS SE 2017 models, and I've got the new 2018 models coming in. So I'm going to go ahead and discontinue the 2017. Well, obviously the hope is that I'll clear it all out in a week or a day or whatever, but I mean, it could linger for time. Plus, just because I discontinue it and I've got them all out of the warehouse and they're all at the dealers still have them. So obviously, if the dealers are still trying to sell the products, customers may go home now in 2018, this time, this year, this in the future, where we don't look in catalogs, they go online. And if you go on a website and you can't find the product, you're like, well, wait a minute, the dealer's saying it's new, it's a 2017. To the dealer, it is new stock. And I can't find information. So sometimes there's a little mess up there, right? Where they put out stuff and the specs are labeled incorrectly because they're kind of fading in between two things. So that is what you're saying to me is, it makes total sense to me. There's basically a phase out and phase in of the 2017, 2018. And so I would imagine where labeling gets a little messed up. Sometimes they might be calling it 2018 and 2017 and vice versa, because there's this, kind of thing, especially with PRS, where looks like what that is a model change, right? It's not a new model. See, if they came out with a new guitar and they go, okay, this is the new, like this year, the S2s, they came out with the Studio. The Studio is a new model. There's no confusion. Bam, 2018, the Studio. When they take a existing model and change things like a switch and some pickups and stuff, it's a process. You want to make sure that you kind of blend it. And it sounds like to me, when you were on their website, there was a little confusion there because of that reason. There's just confusion when they're blending the model changes. So all of that makes sense. And the shipping horror that you were going through is something that I've experienced as a retailer shipping to customers. Sometimes the best thing is not to listen to the manufacturer when you're quoting times to the customer. What I learned was, the manufacturer say, we'll have it in 2 weeks. And I would tell the customer what the manufacturer says. I learned the hard way that the customer doesn't think of it as the manufacturer just told me that, and me and the customer are together, we're in this together, and we're being told something by the manufacturer incorrectly. What the customer is going to see is that I'm the one that's in their face. I'm the one that's stating these things. I'm the one that's accountable, and that's true. So sometimes it sounds like to me the Guitar Center employees were, including the managers, were inexperienced with doing this, or they didn't care. There's always that factor in there. I don't want to accuse them of either one, but it's probable that it's one of the two. They basically were like, hey, you know, they said this, do that. And the truth is PRS is probably waiting for, and PRS gave you a guesstimate, because what's going to happen is it's not even saying they're waiting for the shipment for guitars to come in. Sometimes the guitars are here, but they have to inspect them all. And they ask the guys downstairs, they go, hey, did we get that shipment? Yeah. When will it be done? We'll be down next Wednesday. And they go, great, we'll ship them out on Thursday. And then what happens is some guy gets the flu. In Maryland, this happens to PRS quite a few times. They get snowed in or out, depending on how you look at it. Things happen to where they just don't hit the deadline and things get pushed back. So it's a very frustrating process, as you can tell from Michael's email. Very long and frustrating. I totally relate to it. It's tricky, but sounds to me like you got no, you haven't got the guitar yet. Sounds to me like, because it's the 20th when I'm doing this. So hopefully, Michael, you have the guitar. What I'm going to respond to Michael is, hey, I hope that you got the guitar now and it all got worked out. The thing with the Atkins, the Jim Atkins Telly, what I would tell you about that, if I got a guitar, especially an import guitar, and it had an issue like a rattle or a problem, and then I sent it back and I got another one and it did the same thing, my assumption would be that there's a batch, that there's a wrong, does it make sense? It's like, you got a bad batch of something from the grocery store, you take it back, you get another one, and that batch is bad too. Then you're like, okay, well, then it wasn't just this dozen and that dozen that's bad. I mean, it looks like the baker messed up all day. So that's probably what happened with the Jim Atkins Telly. So what you have to do is you have to not buy from another retailer, because the batch probably got spread out to all the retailers, but you got to have to wait it out, wait for a new batch, or find an older one. So I've done that too. I've had the exact same experience where I got a guitar that was bad, the other one, same one was bad, and then I was like, okay, well, it's definitely an issue with the manufacturer at the time. Okay, so that gives you an idea of that kind of email that right, Michael? That was a good email. Let's go to the next one. Wait, hold on. All right. Okay. Next. We got, go page down. Here we go. All right. Next question. This one seems easy. This is from Ronnie. Ronnie says, hey, Phil, this is Ronnie. I met you when you had the store in Chandler Boulevard, and I taught guitars for a while. I live in Chandler, so I'm local, and I was hoping you can maybe help me with something. I have a 2004 Taylor 214 acoustic made in California with a broken headstock. Oh, the headstock broke clear off the neck, and I was hoping I could you could take a look at it and tell me if it's doomed or fixable. I also watch your YouTube channel and thought maybe you could do a video with the guitar. I don't know, just an idea. Please let me know. Thanks in advance. Yeah, okay. So Ronnie, I would recommend you see Tim at Atomic Guitars. For that sounds like a real serious break, and Tim can do what's called a cosmetic or a non-cosmetic repair. I don't think he refers them to them that way, but that's the way I like to look at them. In other words, option A, put this headstock back on this guitar and make me be able to play it. And I recommend that. Sometimes I tell people, just look at a broken headstock as a badge of honor, right? It's just like, yeah, this guitar is seen, there is a ton of guitar players out there where their headstocks are broken off. Tons of famous guitars out there. So do that. But they also can do what's called a cosmetic or whatever, where they can make it look like it almost never happened. But it is much more expensive. So Tim at Atomic Guitars is who I recommend. Tim is a master luthier, and for that kind of repair. I do broken headstocks and stuff like that, but when it's like a Taylor like that, and it's I really trust Tim more so for that. So that's what I recommend. And so they are in Avondale. So there you go. So that makes that easy. Thank you, Ronnie, for that cool talk about memory lane. Let's see. Next, what do we got? All right, let's do a couple more. This is from Jake. Jake says, hey there, I have I have had a great time watching Know Your Gear, especially Sharpen Your Axe. It reminded me I started working on a PVT 15. Oh, those were cool back in the day. But I never did anything with it. The bridge is terrible because you can't intonate it properly, and the pickups aren't that great. Okay, but the body is cool and the neck is pretty good. It's a near mint. No, it's a neat guitar. That's what he said. It's a neat guitar known as the Mississippi Mustang for its super short scale length. I would really like for it to sound and play great, but I don't know if I'll have time to work on it. I'm moving into a house and getting married this year. Congratulations. So why not submit it to Sharpen My Axe? Okay, so this is a Sharpen My Axe thing. Rock on from Greenville, South Carolina. Okay, so Jake, this is a good example. I didn't see, oh, there it is. So yeah, so for Sharpen My Axe. So that's an interesting guitar for Sharpen My Axe, right? Next question. So the answer to that would be, I would just say, you know what, let's respond. Maybe I should be responding to these instead. I don't have to go back later. Thank you, Jake, for submitting. And then my name. And it's a short and sweet, to the point. Okay, let's see what we got. All right, this is from Bob. Bob says, hey, on your last video, you talked about getting a artisan discount and could not talk about how much of a discount you got. How many guitars do you need to buy in order for Guitar Center, Sam Ash, or Sweetwater to send you an artisan? Do they send you something, or is there a minimum charge? Minimum charge a purchase. They are looking at to upgrade. I may have lost this. Do they send you something, or is there a minimum charge purchase? I'm going to say charge. Minimum charge they are looking at to upgrade you to this level. I have purchased 4 guitars, and I'm looking for a discount on my next guitar, looking at Guild Starfire in blonde for $1,500. I'd like to actually pay $1,100. Any advice on how to get a big, any advice on how to get that big of a discount? Bob, just Bob. Okay, this is a good question. So the artist pricing is what he's discussing. So yeah, there was mention of artist pricing. Artist pricing is something that so let me start here. So when I buy guitars, I get sometimes dealer discounts, mostly because for a long time I was a dealer. Now I'm been a dealer so long and I've been in this industry so long, I have so many friends in this industry that own stores. A lot of times they'll just sell it to me for cost as well. That is real common as well. I mean, that's what happens. I mean, I don't have 1 or 2. I probably have 3 dozen friends that own music stores, everything from small ones to large ones. And we're good friends, and I do things for them and they do things for me, favors all the time for all kinds of stuff. So there's sometimes I get a deal that way. Sometimes I'm just looking for a deal like you guys online and I find it. I tend to do this strange thing. I tend to play, even though I get discounting, and even when I had a store and I got dealer costs on brands I carried, I would sometimes pay retail for a brand because I didn't want to be obligated to owe them anything. Like I didn't want to. So if I wanted a good example, I paid retail for my Mesa Boogie stuff. I never got a discount on Mesa Boogie, and the reason being was I didn't want to call Mesa Boogie and ask for a favor, because when I had the store, I didn't want to have a discussion about carrying the line. At that point, I just wanted the product for me. It wasn't something I was interested in the store to carry, because I didn't think I had a huge amount of customers for it. Even though I liked it, doesn't mean everybody likes it in the area that was buying. So there's stuff like that. The artist deal is because when you talk to a company now, sometimes they offer it up. Hey, we'd like you to have a guitar. The Framus deal is a perfect example. Framus wanted us to buy guitars. They didn't tell us to buy guitars. They didn't ask us to buy guitars. They wanted us to buy guitars. We were there. The question I have for you guys is, so a company flew us out and put us in a hotel so we'd make content so they could be in, get promotion out of it. That was the idea, right? They sponsored the event, so hopefully we would say nice things about them. Now it wasn't mandated for that. In fact, it wasn't even implied, but obviously it was hoped, right? You would imagine, I would imagine they looked at like, well, if we fly them out here and we feed them, they're going to probably say nice things about us, right? So that's a good idea. And so it was a very positive experience. So when I said, hey, I want to buy the guitar, they said, okay, well, we have an artist pricing. Okay, so artist pricing is a very confusing thing because it literally is drama in all kinds of levels. Artist pricing is made up. I have heard, I'll tell you all the stories I know. I have heard that sometimes, like, let's say a guitar sells on the street for $1,000 and the artist will get it for $500. I've heard where artist pricing is just dealer cost, which would be more like $700. I've heard where artists pay $1 just so they can say they bought the guitar. That is a common thing too. That happens. You know what I mean? $10, pays the shipping on the guitar. And the reason why would a company do that? Well, because there's a value in being able to say that they purchased the guitar. So when an artist says, I could get these for free, but I actually bought this. Well, that doesn't really say that what they paid. They just say they bought it. For example, Lawrence says, let me borrow this pedal because it's an amazing pedal. Now I'm borrowing it, but here's the point. If he said, hey, I'll sell it to you for $1, I could honestly say in a video, I love this pedal and I actually bought it. And that's kind of misleading, I think, but it is technically correct. I've never done that. I'd like to point that out. So please don't think I did that. I've never done that. What I will tell you is this. I have received artist pricing on products, of course. And what I can tell you is I've never received artist pricing on inexpensive stuff because there's no point to it. If a company sells a pedal for $50, selling me a pedal for $25 is cool, I guess, for artist pricing. But in most cases, the company's like, just keep the pedal. Reason why is because if it costs them $20 to make a pedal, the shipping there and back costs more than the pedal. So a lot of times they'll just like keep the pedal. It's not worth shipping back. It's not worth for them paying to ship it there and back. Plus, there's an implied value. You have to understand, what is it worth to a company? When a company sends me, I'll pick on Lawrence's pedal. He made this one special for me as a little pedal. I drew the happy face on it though. So let me give you an example. So let's say I review this pedal or I talk about this pedal or whatever happens, and they sell, 50 of them, and they make a good amount of money. Obviously, it was really worth sending one out. Does it make sense? There's a value to that. So that's why they do that. The artist pricing for me is always come into play when the product is super crazy expensive. And the artist price is a significant discount from that, but still a lot of money. Let me give you an example. So let's say a company wants to sell me a guitar for $3,000 and they go, okay, we'll give you artist pricing for $1,500 or $1,200. You can go, wow, that's a crazy deal. It is a crazy deal, but it's still a lot of money. $1,200 is not cheap. And the reason that's important is obviously I'm not giving somebody $1,000 or $1,200 for a guitar that I don't like just because they gave me a deal, right? I don't know about you guys. I just don't roll like that. I don't, what's the thing that they do when they just money? I don't just take $1,000 and throw it at somebody just because I'm like, oh, there's a deal. And some people are like, yeah, but you can flip and sell it. However, flipping and sell it will do the exact opposite effect that you want, the company wants to have. If I buy a guitar and they give me a deal on it and I sell it, they'll become actually mad, right? And why wouldn't they? Nah, I don't know if they'll be mad. I would assume they'd be mad. I'd be mad. If I had a product and I sold it for, let's say, $1,000 and I sold it to some guy for $200 to hopefully because he wanted it and he wanted to use it in his videos and I was going to get promotion out of it too. It seemed like a mutual beneficial arrangement. Hey, he's going to promote it. He likes it. Likes to give him a deal. And then he put it on Reverb the next day. I would be furious and I wouldn't want to work with him again. So there you go. So that's the deal with the artisan thing. So to answer your question is, I've never gotten artisan pricing from a Guitar Center or Sam Ash or Sweetwater. I pay full price at Sweetwater every time. I pay full price at Guitar Center. The only deal I get at Guitar Center is when I buy used or I get a coupon if they even take the stupid thing. So I pay full price every time. Sweetwater doesn't even have any programs. There might be YouTubers getting free stuff from these companies. I've never asked. So Sam Ash, same thing. Sammy Ash. I know Sammy Ash. He's a great guy. I've never asked him for a deal. Never asked him for a single thing. I do buy off samash.com. I just pay full price. And yes, do I do every time when I do that click button and it's shipping, do I think I should have called and maybe asked, Richard or Sammy Ash if, hey, there's a little deal for me? Yeah. And do I think they would have given it to me? Yeah. Because I think we're mutually have a nice relationship with each other and we like each other. So I think they give me a deal. However, I just don't ask. The truth is I buy it from Sam Ash because I want to support Sam Ash. I buy it from Guitar Center because sometimes they have it. The Chapman guitar was available at Guitar Center. That's why I did it. Now, I wanted to buy it from Rift City, but when I wanted to buy it, they were out of stock. And when they got in stock, the Guitar Center thing came up. And this is back to where we started with this video. Sometimes for you, more than me. I thought you guys would be more interested in finding out what it's like to buy from the Guitar Center. I had never bought a new guitar from Guitar Center, especially online. Well, either way. And so I thought, let's give this a try. I've only bought a couple used guitars off Guitar Center. And the experience was not that great. So it's probably why they're broke. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Let's do one more. Why not? Next question. Let's find one. Here we go. All right, this is from Rex. All right, let's see what Rex has got to say. Rex, Mr. Phil, first off, thank you for having such a great YouTube channel and being very informative and honest. Your videos on PRS Core and SE differences was great. I picked up a Core PRS Paul Reed Smith just because of that video. That's cool. Thanks. I have always noted that Mira Core hanging on the wall behind you through your YouTube videos, and even seen you play it, but you don't talk about it much. Okay. And you've held on to it as opposed to other guitars you have had in your rotation. So I figure it must be pretty good guitar. Recently picked up from an estate sale of all places for $600. Okay. So I recently picked up one. Oh, okay. So he got one too. Okay, so you got a PRS Mira for $600. Good price. Which I thought was a fair price. No, it's a good price, man. I picked up a 2010 Paul Reed Smith Mira Core in black charcoal, bird inlays, wide thin neck, all stock, and now that it has become my favorite guitar. It really sings and it's comfortable to play. I have been reading up on these since. Okay. I'm sorry, guys, I'm lost. I have been reading up on this since, so he's been checking out. To me, it seems the Core Series Mira is much better than the S2 or Mira X. And if you guys don't know what the Mira X was, so there was Core Miras, and the Mira X were like basswood body cut-down versions of that. PRS has done, in its incarnations over the years, many attempts to do what eventually S2 became, which is a successful line of guitars that are affordable. So Paul's been trying to do affordable American-made guitars for a while. The X was one of those. You can still find them at a great price. He's talking about the Mira X's and the S2s. This guitar is just a sleeper guitar, and with the mini toggle switch and the variety of tones, you should do a sleeper guitar, best value guitar, volume 2. That would be great. Will keep up the good work. Okay, so Rex, yes, my PRS Mira Core, which is it in the room? It is in the room. I don't know if you can see it. Let's do this. It is right there. Okay, that is it. That's what he's talking about. That guitar right there, guys, in between my Tele and acoustic. The Mira is my second favorite guitar. My first being my Strat. They sometimes jockey for first and second place, but the Mira is by far one of my favorite guitars. I love that guitar so much. They don't make it anymore, not in the Core. I like the S2. I love the Core. I like my pattern thin neck on it. I like everything about it. It's just a great guitar. I think about getting a second one, but I'm afraid that it won't be as good as this one, even though I pick up tons of them all the time and I love them. So yes, it's a sleeper guitar. Sure. Yeah. And the idea that it's a great value, although, so, he paid $600. I see them all day now for $1,000. He got a smoking deal. So Rex, good deal. I'd have bought it, too, for $600. So I'd have bought it for $8. So there you go. They are fantastic guitars. I like the pattern thin neck on them better than the pattern regular neck. And a lot of times the people that sell them used don't know what neck it is, and they can't tell me when I ask them. So that's the reason why I don't buy them too. Nothing wrong with the pattern regular neck. I have some PRSs with that neck as well. But yeah, the reason I haven't done a video about that and why I think it's like this, the holy grail of PRSs, is anyone who follows the channel closely, and that's probably who you guys are, because I think the patrons are going to get this video first, and I don't know if it makes it to the main line of the channel. But you guys kind of know that about those guitars. The sleeper guitar video that I've done and the sleeper products videos I've done in the past have had what I feel is a negative effect. I have done them, and every time the product I'm highlighting later goes for top dollar. And it has nothing to do with me. It has to do with, it's not me, it's the information. Once I tell everybody that there's this product out there that it's inexpensive, it's no different than your buddy coming up to you at work and saying, hey man, did you see there's a really smoking deal on these, down the street? And you run at lunch and go get one, and you go, man, that was a great deal. And that then what happens is the store sells out and the price goes up. So same thing. So I don't really want to make these things overpriced. I kind of want to make it small. So I probably will never do a main video on the Mira and saying, hey, this is a sleeper guitar. Because of that reason, I just don't want it to go crazy. Everybody knows they're sleeper guitars, because 2 years ago, even though I haven't had mine since like 2014, 2 years ago, I think you could find them strong all day for about $800. Now they're strong all day for $1,000 to $1,200. People try to get more, but I think that's where they sit in sweet spots. But yeah, fantastic guitar. Absolutely. I recommend it to dozens and dozens of players, and I've had both results. Some people like it, some people love it. So some don't like it. It happens. But I'm glad you got one, Rex. So that being said, that was a cool question too. Thanks, Rex. I appreciate that. And this will give you an idea what I kind of do every morning. This is basically it. I get up in the morning, I have a cup of coffee, and I start trying to clear the emails. Now, as a lot of you know, you didn't get your answers. In fact, I just saw one where somebody said they didn't, they've sent 4 times and they're not getting answered. I'll answer them next time. So you get the idea. You can't get to everybody. I don't know how long we've been doing this video. It doesn't have a timestamp. So I'll have to look when the video is done. It feels like 30 minutes or so, but you can see how, that was just a couple emails. So you can imagine how long it takes to clear 100 emails in a day. It's just impossible. But I'm hoping that's why I want to do this more. And I think it'll be fun. If you guys enjoy this, let me know. Let me know if this is something you're interested in. I know we do the live thing in a kind of faster pace. This is definitely a longer thing. This is a test. I would like to do this also. I can't do it every day. Maybe we can. We definitely have enough emails. I mean, I definitely have enough emails to do this every single day. And I'm doing it anyways. Very few. I take a day or two off every week and just don't read the emails. I literally go dormant, and it stinks because it really gunks up the emails. They really start stacking up when I do that. All right. That was fun. I actually had fun. If I don't look like I'm having fun, I don't know why. It was good. I love, like I said, I love these stories. I love interacting with everybody. So as always, guys, I want to thank you so much for sending emails. Hope we learned something today. At the very least, we learned that, what did we learn? We learned the Mira is a good guitar, and I need to answer more emails. All right, guys. As always, thank you, and know your gear.